Now, I think it's safe to say that over the last decade, we have entered into a renaissance of watchmaking that has reinvigorated our marketplace. Now, I've spent the last couple of weeks looking at all the great things that have happened and are happening, and well, I thought I'd share my conclusions with you. In this video, we're going to be looking at three categories that prove we are in a renaissance of watchmaking, from high horology and luxury aspects of heritage brands through to the reintroduction of long dead brands and the innovation brought forward by the micro scene. There is something for everyone today, and despite feeling like your choices might be limited by waiting lists and using known brands only, today I'm going to prove that there's never been a better time to buy or own a watch. First up, we have heritage brands, and although 99% of watch muggles out there will only be able to name a few brands like Rolex, Seiko, Omega, and at a push Tag Heuer, there's so much more going on here. Let's rewind back to the 2000s, which I don't care what anyone says, it doesn't feel like that long ago. Brands seemed to be stuck in a rut. Designs seemed a little, well, let's say, ropey, and the classics in high luxury like Omega and Rolex had components that in today's market most microbrands would just put to shame. But in the last decade, the big brands have really stepped up their game, and we can see the results. Movements have been upgraded and are now seeing automatics with long power reserve of 70 to 80 hours, better understanding of the importance of sapphire crystal, solid end links, and experimentation with highly sought after components like titanium, ceramic, and precious metals, not even to mention quartz 2.0 in the form of ultra high frequency and solar movements like eco drive. To further this explosion in innovation, large brands are actually helping out competitors as well, which in return is pushing the industry forward. Let me explain. Movements are getting better and better. This of course takes time and resources. Who can afford this? Well, big brands. Swatch has ETA, Citizen has Miyota, and Seiko has the NH movements. In turn, you have watch movements that string off these brands, and you can even call some of these brands heritage now as well, like Sellita, Ronda, and Soprod. These brands innovate, release movements in their own watches, and then sign partnership or supply deals with smaller watchmakers so they can continue to innovate designs, and around we go as it creates more value for the marketplace. Watchmaking isn't highly saturated, it's diversifying. Next, we move on to the brands of the long forgotten. A prime example of this would be British watchmaker Smiths and their revival as a brand with the ever popular Everest range. In turn, other brands have come back from the dead or have been reinvigorated and offer incredible value. The likes of Nevada, Yema, Vertex, Eza, and even Ulstra. All the names have been resurrected and reinvigorated in the last 10 years. Now, most of these brands have been able to continue their work thanks to a surge in popularity in the vintage reissue market, a completely new market really when you think about it compared to vintage market. Looking back at their catalogue and producing something truly unique and iconic, some of these brands like Yema have even started to develop their own in-house movements. It's great to see this journey happening in real time. Long may it continue. And finally, well, I think I have saved the best for last. These brands are increasingly becoming a fancy of mine. I am of course talking about my love of micro brands, and I desperately want to get some more in for review for this year and next. And again, thanks to the third-party movement, these brands are able to produce some interesting and unique designs that continue to shake the market up and spearhead innovation. Honestly, if you want to see new trends, interesting designs that you will see nowhere else, and a personal touch to watchmaking like in the old days, this really is the category for you. Brands like Baltic, Farrier, Monta, Traska, Dorenzo, Studio Underdog, Laurier, Boulder, Formex, Nodus, Christopher Ward, the list goes on. YouTubers like Just One More Watch, The Time Teller, and Teddy Baldessar have featured some interesting and diverse microbrands on their channel. In fact, I would urge you to check them out if you haven't already. But if you're watching me, it's safe to say that you will know these guys. Honestly, microbrands offer something everyone would like, with prices starting from as little as $100 all the way up to a few thousand. So I put this video out for a reason, and it was to offer a different perspective which I do think gets lost in the mire nowadays. So much of the news on watches at the moment are around the economics of large conglomerates like the Swatch Group, the price hikes of the grey market, or the even if it does or doesn't exist around the Rolex waitlists. I wanted to put something out there that was a little more upbeat. The watch market is no doubt changing, but it is a revolution, and the sheer choice on offer means that the only way that you can be held hostage by those aforementioned issues are if you allow them to. So if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing. We are on the way to 10,000 subscribers, which will mean the very first channel giveaway. More on that to come. If you want to see more of this style of content, why not leave it a like? Take care everyone, and I will see you all in a future video.